Congratulations! You've gotten your sponsor, you've applied for your visa, and now the wait starts. What to do? How can you prepare for your upcoming move? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tino, and today we're going to be talking about the things that you can do whilst you wait for your visa, or the things you can do to prepare for your move. If you've gotten your visa to the UK, you're coming as a nurse, as a healthcare assistant, as a charity worker. There are a few things that you can do to make the wait easier, because Lord, it is a long few weeks. And those days are really long days, because for most people, they have put their eggs in one basket. They're really just waiting on this one thing to happen for them. So I have a few things written here that I think you can do whilst you wait, and these are things that future you would be very grateful for, because remember, you're coming to a place that you've probably never been to. You don't really know anyone, you don't really know the systems there. Number one thing on my list would be, if you're coming as a healthcare assistant or as a nurse, really, learn to drive a manual car. Why do I say this? Most small cars in the UK, I learned the hard way, learned from my mistakes, okay? Most cars in the UK, small cars especially, are manual cars, and manual cars are much more affordable to buy than an automatic car. You won't get a lot of automatic cars when you're looking for a car or whatever. So learn to drive a manual car and learn to drive on a day-to-day basis. Be comfortable, build your confidence as a driver before you come to the UK, because here the driving is fast, everyone's on the go, and it would frustrate you to be there and people like honking at you, and you get frustrated, you panic. So learn to be comfortable in driving, and possibly driving a manual car, unless if you can get an automatic car as soon as you get here. That would be good for you. So that's point number one. Point number two, find out what city you're going to. Do research, look it up. What kind of a place is it? What happens there? What's the weather like? What is the culture of the city? This helps you in knowing the area you're going to settle down in. Of course, you'll be in a new place, but having a background of the city you're in or the place you're going to live in, it will help settling down be a lot easier. What I did is, when I knew where I was going to go, I was lucky enough that there were YouTube videos that I could watch that would just help you navigate throughout the city or the town. And there are a few of these on YouTube, actually. So that would be very helpful. The third thing is, find out about your accommodation. Where are you going to stay? Is it shared accommodation? Is it not shared accommodation? Is your sponsor paying for your accommodation? Do you have to find your own accommodation? Accommodation is one of those things that are really difficult to get in the UK, and it's even harder to get accommodation before you do come to the UK. So make sure you have that sorted. If your employer isn't going to sort out accommodation for you and you're a single person, there are websites like Spare Room, Facebook Market, I see as well. People find people to share their houses with. If you're a student, in my town there is Student Pod, where you can find accommodation as well. If you're a family, you can look up on sites like Zoopla, Rightmove. There's another one. I can't remember right now. But those are places that you need to just take a look at to give you an idea of how much you need to save up for rent, what kind of accommodation you are looking for. What are you going to carry? Okay, that's another question. What do I carry? Of course, your documents. That's the first thing. Certificates, any important documents really that you will need to start your life here. Okay. The other thing that you will need to carry is clothing. When you're finding out what city you're going to, like I mentioned earlier, find out what weather it is in there. What season are they in? That way, it helps you when you're packing clothes. Clothes in the UK are so cheap, but you will want to bring a few favorites. That's number one. You will want to bring weather appropriate clothing as well. Before you start work, you will need a few days maybe to settle down, get a few things sorted. So you will need clothes whilst you're doing that, unless if you're like running around naked. That's the other thing. But don't carry too much clothing, because clothing's affordable. There's a lot of it. And if you're going to be working like most people work here, you probably won't wear it that much. And then there's obviously your favorite snacks. Some of my Zim favorites are chicky chili. We brought quite a bit of that. A bit of Ceravita. But those are my personal favorites. What are your favorite Zim snacks? Those are the things that you need to think about bringing. You need to remember that in most towns, you will get an African shop that sells quite a few things from Zim. For example, we have an African shop close to us. It's about a 5-minute walk from us. And in there, we have been able to find maputi. One time, we're even able to find fuko. This is going to sound silly, but the Fanta here is different to the Fanta in Zim. So there you can also find the proper orange Fanta. You can find a couple of other things that you like, and there are a few of these stores around really, so you don't need to carry too much. There is no need for you to pay for extra luggage just because you want to carry your favorite Zim snacks. There are other things obviously that may be a bit difficult to find, like matemba, madora. Those are a bit more difficult to find, but you will find a few things, a few Zim snacks and foodstuffs here as well. Don't carry ufu. Don't do that. Don't be that person with the 10 kg ufu. Don't do it, girl. Because we've realized that you can find ufu quite easily, and if you can't find it easily in the area that you're in, you will most probably be able to order it online. Whilst you're waiting for your visa, that is the perfect time to start looking at air tickets. How much are they? When are you looking to travel? Or as you're checking for flights, or when you're ready to book a flight, because God answers prayers, you are getting that visa, right? As you're checking for flights, you also need to make sure that you're looking at the travel itinerary. Sometimes you'll find a very cheap flight, but the traveling hours will be over 30 or 40, and you wouldn't want to be stuck in an airport for that long. You also need to check if you will need a transit visa for any countries you may be connecting through. And lastly, you also need to know whether your airline will be transferring your luggage in between connecting flights. If not, you will have to collect the luggage yourself and recheck it in on your next flight. And lastly, you need to carry your courage. Relocating isn't easy. Starting afresh, that's not easy. You will need to remember your reason why on those first 3 days of work, when you feel like you can't do it anymore, when you feel like this was a bad idea. But trust me, with time, you will get used to it. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helps someone that is in that nail-biting stage of waiting for their visa. Or maybe you're just thinking about relocating to the UK, or maybe you're in the process. These are all things that you can start doing as you work towards your imminent move to the UK. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like and share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.